Good Monday, degenerates, and welcome to another episode of Boring Crypto IO, the place where I read you the boring crypto news every morning, Monday through Friday, just so you don't have to. My name is Not Important, and I'm your host. Let's get into it. Sam's in the news. Sam Bankman-Fried seeks to access FTX funds. What? New Ripple president says her job is to continue to scale amid crypto winter. Congressman Hill to make sure U.S. is the place for blockchain innovation. You're a little late to the punch, guys. And last but not least, big banks eyeing Ripple court case as XRP price holds on to gains. Bitcoin. Oh, man. If you're looking at the daily chart, this pretty much explains your entire weekend at Bitcoin. I wouldn't say it was volatile, but definitely an interesting weekend. Look at those daily candles, y'all. What craziness is that? This is really actually hard to tell any kind of story, though. So we're going to go ahead and go back into the 4 hour, which again, if you've been here since last week, you've heard me talk a lot that the 4 hour has been telling probably the best story that I've seen of what the charts have been doing. So boom, let's go 4 hour. All right. So like I said, going into the weekend, I said it could be volatile. I said be careful, stop losses, etc., etc. We came out right about here, had a pump, came back down, and then pumped hard, guys, back up to these two levels that I've been looking at that have been strong resistance. They have been on my charts since I started this channel a little over a month ago. And here's what we got going on. The 23,789, so let's just call it 23,709, and then 23,876. And I pulled these, if I remember correctly, I'm not going to scroll through the charts here where I pulled these from, but I pulled these from previous resistance and support. I don't remember how far back. Probably at the beginning of our most recent bull cycle that we had. That's probably where I got these. And they're strong. I mean, we had that pump last week. We hit the top of that 23.79, and we instantly pulled back. But the bullish sentiment here, and the only thing that I can see that is bullish sentiment, is the simple fact that we had the sloping downward trend. Could call it a bull flag, bull pennant, whatever you want to call this. And there's two ways to play this too, then I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. We broke out of it, touched it. I would call this a bear trap right here. I don't really consider this to be part of the trend we're looking at. But then we stayed on top of it, and we bounced, had a nice little retest, and then took off, which is pretty bullish and pretty traditional for any kind of candle play you're looking at. But then we hit this resistance, man, and we got rejected, and we got rejected hard. Now, what I'm potentially looking for, right, there's a couple scenarios that I'm going to show you guys before we move on the charts here. So we could potentially turn this, again, a nice big retouch, continue to turn this into support in this sloping trend line, right? But outside of all of that, I'm not getting bullish at all until we can turn these guys into support, break through these, and hold above these two levels. If we do, again, let's see what I've got going on the chart right now. If we do break above these and we do hold above these, yeah, we're going to 25. That's pretty much what I've been looking at. But here's another scenario too, right? Again, you're trying, like I've told you guys, you're trying to build a story. I'm curious to see if this was just a straight sideways movement flag, right? Which, if we did it like this, and that's not bullish at all. So again, I'm trying to figure out what the price is doing. Now, if you look at it like this is actually a perfect little setup for just a sideways consolidation bull flag. So top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, top, blah, 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 etc., right? Broke out, which is super bullish, but I mean, we came back down, and now we've broken back down inside the pattern. So what are our support levels going to be? The two that I've been looking at, technically three, are going to be the 22,740, this the this roughly 22,524, and then last level support before we cascade, which is why it's red, is going to be that 22,336. So again, guys, let's see what'll happen. Just keep your eye on it. Keep your stop losses nice and tight. If you are trading, if you're playing the swings, I am not in any trades except for long-term bag holds right now. Again, per usual, not financial advice, y'all. I am not a financial advisor. Trade your own risk. Crypto is heavily volatile. Moving on to Ethereum. Ethereum, believe it or not, is looking a little more bullish with the way it's playing. This is the daily. We had this wedge forming. Let's go to the 4-hour. Now here's what's interesting about Ethereum per Bitcoin. Blood Diamond tanked, but we've been following this trend line pretty heavily as resistance, and we broke out. Now, just like I was saying on Bitcoin, does this trend line now, this downward sloping trend line, does it now become support? Can we bounce off of this and then take off again, as well as the bottom part of that wedge or that triangle? Does that turn into support as well? Because we're supported here, supported here, supported here. Do we get a nice bounce off of this where these two trend lines are intersecting? Something to think about, something to keep your eyes on. Again, this is why Ethereum's looking a little bit more bullish for me. You know, classic textbook, breakout, retest. Do we get a pump? Or is this all just a bull trap, right? Again, per usual, guys. God, how many times do I say per usual? I gotta stop saying that. Tight stop losses, man. If you're playing these swings, trade smart, trade conservatively. That's my advice. But it's not financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor. And I pulled up coin market cap real quick too, which I never usually do on this channel, because I wanted to just do this. I wanted to show you guys the market cap. We're back over 1 trill, so that's dope. That's good. It's good news. You know, market cap is back over 1 trill after the pump we had this weekend. So holding above 1 trillion, not bad. Bitcoin dominance at 42.5%. ETH dominance at 18.5%. I'm not sure if that matters to y'all, but there's some more information for you. Besides that, guys, let's go ahead and move on to the news. Sam Bankman-Fried seeks to access FTX funds. Sam Bankman-Fried's lawyer claims he was not involved in previous unauthorized transactions and should have access to the company's assets. Fuck you. Sorry, man. Excuse my language, dude. Kick rocks. All right. Sorry. Don't usually like to give too much of my opinion here, but let's just read the story. Sam Bankman-Fried's legal team is seeking to remove a bail condition that prevented him from accessing FTX funds, according to court filings on January 28th. A letter from Bankman-Fried's lawyer, Mark Cohen, to the United States District Court Judge Lewis Kaplan stated that Bankman-Fried should have access to assets held by FTX, claiming the client was not involved in previous unauthorized transactions. FTX and FTX US have sought over $659 million in unauthorized transactions amid the collapse of the cryptocurrency exchange in November of 2022, according to Nansen data reported by Cointelegraph. Bankman-Fried denied any involvement in the transactions. Well, I mean, he's denying it, so we should just take him by his word, right? As per the letter sent to Kaplan, Bankman-Fried was prohibited from accessing or transferring any FTX or Alameda assets or cryptocurrency, including assets or cryptocurrency purchased with funds from FTX or Alameda, as requested by the U.S. authorities at the first court hearing on January 3rd. At the time, prosecutors acknowledged that there was no evidence that Mr. Bankman-Fried had transferred funds and noted that a federal probe was underway. Nearly 3 weeks have passed since the initial pre-trial conference, and we assume the government's investigation has confirmed what Mr. Bankman-Fried has said all along, namely that he did not access and transfer these assets. Notes the letter, stating that the defense notified authorities as soon as we became aware of the transfer to provide notification. Furthermore, lawyers argued, given that the sole basis of evidence for seeking that condition has not been supported, we believe that the bail condition imposed at the conference should be removed. In addition, the letter addressed a request from January 27th by the U.S. Department of Justice prohibiting Bankman-Fried from communicating with current or former employees of FTX and Alameda Research without his attorneys present. The prosecutor request was made after Bankman-Fried allegedly reached out to Ryan Miller, the current general counsel of FTX US, over Signal and email on January 15th, attempting to influence Miller's testimony. As per Cohen's letter, Bankman-Fried should have unlimited contact with his father, therapist, and any employee or agent of a foreign regulator outside of the presence of attorney. The defense stated. I am reading this terrible, per usual. I'm sorry, guys. It's just worded weird. For example, it would mean that Mr. Bankman-Fried could not speak to his therapist, who is a former FTX employee, without the participation of his lawyers. According to public sources, FTX and Alameda had approximately 350 employees. Each of these current and former employees could have information crucial to Mr. Bankman-Fried's defense. Requiring Mr. Bankman-Fried to include counsel in every communication with a former current FTX employee would place an unnecessary strain on his resources and prejudice his ability to defend this case. Well, don't do shady shit, and you won't have to do that. On November 11th, 2022, FTX filed for bankruptcy protection of Bankman-Fried resigned as the company CEO on bail at his California family house. He faces 8 charges, we all know this, including wire fraud. Yeah, sorry, dude. Kick rocks. I have no sympathy for this dude at all. What do you guys think? Comments down below. Moving on. XRP, Ripple. New Ripple president says her job is to continue to scale amid crypto winter. Now, look. However you guys feel about XRP, whether it be the devil of crypto, whether it be good, I have a decent bag of XRP. And I'm not into XRP. I'm not like, die on the hill XRP fan. But do I see a potential to make a lot of money off XRP? Absolutely. You'd be a fool if you didn't think that, especially with what's going on with the SEC case. With that being said, I do find it strongly bullish that they're hiring a new president. They are continuing to push forward. They are continuing to what's the word I'm looking for? Continuing to make partners in the financial world amid all of this. Look, man, there's projects that pump that are dead projects that have no team, no growth, no development, not even a use case. So to think that there's no bullish sentiment going towards XRP is foolish. So I see these things. I think it's great because I'm like, right, let's go. Make me some money. Make all of us some money. That being said, let's go ahead and get into this. Veteran Ripple executive and former general manager Monica Long said the company has seen record growth in recent months despite the crypto winter. Monica Long has been named the new president of Ripple, moving up from general manager. Long joined the company in 2013 as director of communications and expanded her role last year from general manager of Ripple X, the blockchain development side of the business, to general manager of the company as a whole, adding RippleNet, the company's financial network, to her purview. The presidency of Ripple has been a somewhat nebulous position until now, with the title being ascribed to both co-founders Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larsen at various times. Long's promotion comes at a good moment for the company, she told Cointelegraph. It's a job continuing to scale. We weathered many crypto winters, and with this one, we're coming off a record year of business and customer growth. In this environment, we're continuing to grow our team, she added. There's her Twitter. You can follow her and read up on this if you'd like. Long joined Ripple when the company had only 10 employees. She spearheaded the development of the company's on-demand liquidity solutions, described as Ripple's flagship product, which was launched in 2018. Ripple added an adjacent service called Liquidity Hub last year, and the company will continue to expand that service. Long said over 60% of Ripple's net payment volume was sent through ODL last year. On the Ripple X side, Long said an automatic market maker specification would go up for a vote by the validators this year. Ripple is often in the news due to its ongoing court case with the United States SEC. The SEC has accused Ripple and co-founders Garlinghouse and Larsen of conducting an unregistered securities offering of $1.38 billion and selling XRP to retail investors as an unregistered security. Garlinghouse told CNBC on January 18th the company expects a decision on the case this year. We are all crossing our fingers and waiting with bated breath. No, so like I said at the beginning before I read the story, guys, look, this is bullish. If you think that, let's even say, let's say they lose this case. Terrible for crypto, 100%, but I don't think it's going to stop XRP. That just means they can't do business like they've been doing in the US. They'll go to another country. That being said, they continue to push, they continue to grow, they continue to scale. Super bullish. Again, like I said, there's tons of projects that are just dead projects that continue to pump and make money for people. So on the side of trading, the side of potentially making money from XRP and from the growth of XRP, I think this is bullish. Just my thoughts. I'm not a financial advisor. All right, moving on, guys. Again, what do you think about XRP? Are you holding XRP? Are you part of the community? Are you just trying to flip it, which is kind of what I'm doing? Hate me if you want to, whatever. Look, I'm here to make money. Look, there are projects that I look at that I think could change the world. The reality is we're all just trying to make some money and make our lives better. And that's what I love about crypto. So again, comments down below. Let me know what you think. Moving on. Congressman Hill to make sure the U.S. is the place for blockchain innovation. My thoughts on this, you're a little late, guys. You should have been doing this back in 2017 instead of fighting it. You should have been doing this back in 2013 instead of thinking it was a joke or a scam. Yet here you are now. We're going to be the place for innovation. Let's see what they have to say. The chair of Financial Services Subcommittee on Digital Assets wants to make America the place for fintech and blockchain innovation. The chairman of the newly formed United States Congressional Subcommittee on Digital Assets has pledged to promote progressive crypto regulations to ensure that America is the place for innovation in fintech and blockchain. You're late. Speaking on CNBC's Squawk Box on January 26, U.S. Representative French Hill offered some of his first insights into what is anticipated for crypto regulations in the country. The Financial Services Subcommittee on Digital Assets, Financial Technology, and Inclusion, which is chaired by Hill, was put together on January 12th with the remit of identifying best practices and policies that continue to strengthen diversity and inclusion in the digital asset ecosystem. During the interview, Hill said that Bitcoin was not quite ready to be a real-time payment method yet, but added that we want to make sure that America is the place for innovation in fintech and blockchain as part of that future. Here's them talking about that on Twitter. French Hill, there's his Twitter account. Go follow him if you want to. When asked about the possibility of a spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund and ETF, Hill commented that the new subcommittee also wants to explore this possibility. Dude, they've been churning down ETFs for as long as I can remember. Y'all are slow, man. You're a big clunky machine that doesn't do shit. Sorry. The Securities and Exchange Commission has repeatedly rejected applications for a spot Bitcoin ETF. There you go. Including one by the world's largest crypto asset manager, Grayscale. Other areas of subcommittee's focus will be related to federal privacy law, a stablecoin bill, and the ramifications of the securities market, while working with the Senate on the commodity aspect of crypto industry. He said crypto trading and exchanges would need to be overseen, but did not specify which agency would do so. All of that is on the table, and all of that is going to be a priority this year, he said. The host implied that the SEC has been dragging its feet, inquiring, as long as Chair Gary Gensler is there, do you see any progress being made? Hill said that Gensler was the cop on the beat last year, claiming to be an expert in this area, adding, excuse me, so we'll invite him up to Congress to tell us what he knows, what he recommends in this area, and what he was doing last year when he had so many challenges for our investors and consumers. The SEC has been accused by crypto-friendly senators of regulating by enforcement and conducting extrajudicial sweeps on the crypto industry. Look, guys, these are everybody playing the same sandbox, saying they're friends. Okay, we all look. If you've been here for some time, you've been following the news. You know Gensler is a hack. The dude doesn't know shit about crypto, and he's out wheeling and dealing, making backdoor deals with FTX, etc., etc. I'm hoping they can the dude, but the question is, who will they put in next, right? Our government. Anyway, man, what do you guys think about this? Comments down below. Let me know. I find this statement hilarious, that they want to be the place for innovation. The shit you do, then put out some regulation clarity, so people that are creating projects, people that are creating exchanges, etc., know what they can and cannot do. This is why the XRP is even in a case against, or SEC is in a case with XRP. I don't know, man. It's a circle jerk. That's all I can say. So, last but not least, guys, I'm very opinionated this morning. I apologize. Big banks another XRP story. Big banks eyeing Ripple court case as XRP price holds on to gains. Ripple investors and XRP holders are not the only ones with a key eye on the ongoing battle with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. Big banks are also taking keen interest. Late last week, London-based IG Bank published an article on the ongoing Ripple versus SEC case. The development is interesting because it proves that major financial players still pay attention to the crypto industry. You think? IG Bank is a Swiss-regulated financial institution offering investments and trading to professional clients. It noted that an SEC victory could severely limit the ability of crypto companies to grow. Furthermore, crypto companies such as Ripple often launch new tokens to generate cash. The bank detailed the case, concluding that a positive outcome for Ripple could see XRP soar. Absolutely. But with the case in the air, this is far from guaranteed. And there's that tweet. I mean, you can go follow this person. Crypto Eerie 219. Wow. Here's her at. Sorry. At Sento Sumbo Samba. All right. Ripple case pivotal for the future of U.S. fintech. Crypto law founder and Ripple advocate John Deaton posted an anonymous warning over the weekend, stating, "We will soon witness the final and most aggressive push to shut down crypto." He said following a White House policy brief on mitigating crypto risks. His statement read, "We have spent the past year identifying the risks of cryptocurrencies and acting to mitigate them using the authorities that the executive branch has." And there's John Deaton's tweet about that. If you are a fan of Ripple and you haven't figured out who John Deaton is, I strongly recommend following him. The guy has been a big advocate for the case, and has up-to-date breaking news, etc., etc. Definitely a good follow on Twitter. There's his handle right here, John E. Deaton 1. Again, if you're interested in Ripple or you've been with Ripple and you don't know who he is, I strongly recommend following him. Moving on with the article. The regulatory outlook in the United States is still very unclear. There are negative messages such as this statement and the SEC's constant cracking down by enforcement. But on the positive side, the newly appointed chair of a House of Financial Services Subcommittee on Digital Assets wants to make America the #1 spot for fintech innovation, which we just read in the article previously. They can't have it both ways, which means the Ripple case is even more significant. A positive outcome for Ripple will send the right message to fintech firms, attracting them to the U.S. The opposite outcome will likely result in an exodus of crypto companies and talent. This is what I was talking about. Even if Ripple loses the case, that just means they're going to leave the United States. And so will a lot of other crypto companies. That doesn't mean that they're done, they're over with, and they're going to stop developing and scaling altogether. So I guess this is a new site too, though. So I guess it's a little follow-up price outlook. We'll read it. Why not? Price outlook. XRP prices have not moved much over the past day or so, following a brief spike above 42 cents. During Monday morning Asian trading sessions, the coin has returned to 41.3, and just for fun, let's see where XRP is at right now. We're even lower. We're as low under 40 cents as you can get. So moving on. XRP has gained almost 20% over the past month, but has not performed as well as other leading assets such as BTC and ETH. Ripple's cross-border coin remains down 88% of January peaks of $3.40, January 18th peak. And I guess that's it. Yeah, it's kind of like a sleeping giant in my opinion. Again, everybody, we're back on the CoinMarketCap site. Everybody's waiting to see what it's going to do, what this case is going to look like, guys. That's why I've been getting in. I've been scaling in slowly. It is a gamble, and it's a gamble I'm willing to take because I believe the price has been suppressed heavily. Look, we're back at 40 cents. There you go. Has been suppressed heavily since this case started. Lots of potential upside, lots of potential downside. But if you're looking at the macro, and this is what I keep saying, again, not financial advice, do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor. But on the macro with XRP, look, Garlinghouse and the guys involved, they're not stopping. Whether they win or lose this case, in the macro perspective, I think XRP is going to do well. They have too many partnerships. They're continuing to grow. If they have to move outside of the US, they've already stated that they will. No big deal. With that being said, where the price is at, and again with the price suppression that we've seen, to me, that's why I've been stacking. Even if they lose the case, there's a huge potential that in the macro scale of things, they're still going to pump. Food for thought, y'all. Outside of that, it looks like we're probably going to have a red day. Let's move this back to where I had it. Let's see what we're going to do down here on Bitcoin. See if we're going to get a bounce off of that 22,738 level. If we do, that'd be bullish to me. But again, I'm not feeling confident. I mean, if you're playing the swings, awesome. You've got a lot of them going on. But again, like I said, I'm not bullish. I don't think we're going to go up towards 25 until we can break this level right here that I've been talking about, this 23.8. So we'll see what happens, y'all. Outside of that, if you do enjoy the content I provide on this channel, please, by all means, guys, subscribe to the channel, please. Turn on this bell for notifications, like the videos. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm out of here.